What's up, baby dolls? Thanks for tuning in to the Look What We Found podcast. My name is Daniel, and I am here with
Louis,
Chris,
and we're all here. We're back again, baby.
Yeah,
we're all here.
If you thought we were hilarious last week and the week before, you're in for a treat because, I mean, together we're fucking unstoppable. We got a lot of stuff we want to talk about today.
Yeah.
The first one I want to talk about is, and this should be quick.
Yeah.
I'm sick of seeing products that say vegan on them.
Okay.
That don't require a vegan stamp, or because everything has like the recyclable, eco-friendly, vegan. It says it on my shampoo bottles. It says it on the cleaning products.
A bag of beans.
Anything. Especially I see it on like
stuff you don't eat,
like bathroom products, right? I don't expect there to be the pork in my shampoo. You know what I mean? I don't expect there to be butter in the boxes that I buy to pack in.
Yeah.
So I would appreciate if we could stop with I know that veganism can be a good thing maybe to save the animals, but I think we're going a little too far with the labeling on the vegan stuff.
Well, I think previously it was before because there was animal products in a lot of that stuff, right?
In like hair gel.
Hair gel, soap?
No.
Soap was made with animal fat, right?
Well, the hair gel was tested on animal products.
Right.
Tested on animals, but there was no milk in the hair gel.
Right.
Was there animal products in soap?
Yes, it's with fat, animal fat.
Is that true,
It was
Louis?
before it was made with animal fat.
From what I understood, I also...
What about shampoo? Was there animal fat in there?
Maybe. I don't know about that.
I
one.
don't know. But I think, like you said, I think a lot of the products were being tested on animals.
Yes.
And I think that's what they mean.
Well, can a product still be vegan and tested on animals?
It can, right?
It can be. It can still be vegan. It can be vegan, but not cruelty free. It can be cruel and vegan.
Also, I thought that vegan was...
Permission, right?
No, something you ingested. Right?
do you
To be vegan was you weren't ingesting any animals.
Right. If you are a vegan.
Right. If I identify as a vegan,
yeah.
I don't eat animal products or meat. Well, meat's like obvious, right? But you don't consume animal products.
Right. If you're a vegan.
But
But
can a shampoo be vegan?
maybe if the shampoo doesn't eat animal products.
Who's
the vegan?
Am
I the vegan? Or is
Or
the
the
shampoo
shampoo,
the vegan? Or is the people making the shampoo the
Or
vegans?
both of them.
That's what I'm getting at. What's the answer?
I don't know. You know what? One time somebody told me that, like, that in theory, if I got permission from you to eat, like, one of your body parts, it would still be a vegan meal because consent is what...
I don't think
Oh,
that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I was just like...
That's like saying
What?
if I ate you, I wouldn't be a cannibal because I got permission. So I'm not a fucking cannibal. That's what that's saying.
It's consent.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's consent, because I thought it was just eating the meat.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We're confused. We don't know what
Anyway,
vegan
well,
is.
that's one thing.
Yeah, he's annoying people.
So that's all. I have something else later, but what do you guys have?
Well, I have something that's been really irritating me because I've been seeing it a lot. And it just reminds me that we're getting to that age where, the choices that the youth make are...
They seem to bother us more.
It bothers me. And then even if I stand back and leave the rage aside,
We're not getting to that
I'm
age.
trying to understand
We're
it.
already there.
Yeah, we're there. I don't understand it, and I do try sometimes. Like, well, let me put myself in their fucking shoes.
Like, how stupid did I look back then?
Yes, and I was like, what did I do? That maybe my dad.
I looked pretty stupid. I mean, I can.
Yeah.
I think we all
I've
did.
seen the pictures that I look like in high school. You know.
And even with taking that all into consideration, I don't think any of us did this level of stupidity. So I went to Knott's Scary Farm maybe 3 weeks ago, and I saw a plethora of young kids, typically Hispanic, but honestly, they were all over the place, with the new haircut. And I didn't know the name of it.
But
and it does have a name.
Had you seen the haircut before you
Yes.
went? Yes.
I was
okay.
trying to tell Jasmine one day, have you seen these fucking kids now? I was just like an old man now.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, they have the fucking dumbest haircut. And I'm trying to describe it to her. And she's like, no, I don't know. And I would what I told her, and I'll describe it now, is that they look like mushrooms / broccolis, right? And then in the front, like a padre, like one of those, like building missions
Like a
in
monk,
California.
like a Catholic monk.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
okay, I got you.
with just like those bowl cuts in the front, right? And that's the best I could explain it.
Right.
And she still kind of didn't get it, but we go to Knott's Berry Farm, and there they were. Everywhere, dude.
Right.
Oh, so you had the discussion prior.
I had the discussion prior, but I didn't know what it was called. And even when we were at Knott's Berry Farm, I didn't know what they were called. So I see a post on Instagram that says this week actually that said Knott's Edgar Farm.
Knott's Edgar Farm.
And I didn't know why. I didn't get it.
Said Edgar.
Edgar, yeah. Not Edgar Farm. And then like 2 days later, I see another clip, and then I get
specifically, Knott's Berry Farm is breeding.
Yes.
Or they're attracting them?
Yeah, they have a bunch of Edgars and berries.
Promotion. Like if you're an Edgar, you get 10% off. It's not something that Knott's Berry Farm put out.
Well, obviously, it was an employee making fun of these assholes.
Now,
right?
Louis, are they called Edgars, or is the haircut called Edgar?
I think they're called. I think both.
Oh,
Do you think that they go
both.
into the barbershop shop and ask for an Edgar?
I think they're asking for the Edgar. Yeah. There might be different variations of it, because then I really went into. There's a fluffy one.
so I didn't know anything about this.
You haven't even seen them?
No.
Okay, let's take a look. Let
me
take a
show
look
you
at
the
at
video
what the
I
Edgar
saw on Instagram.
could possibly look like. There's variations to it, I think, too.
Edgar. Edgar.
I feel like there's too many kids walking in.
EDGAR.
There goes a white kid.
Yeah.
Edgar.
All right, we're just watching a plethora
Yeah,
of
it's
kids.
just a bunch of
come-
kids. It's
Kids
some
in
of-
high school come through the door that have the exact same haircut. That's what we're watching right now. So,
So
And if you join on YouTube, you will see it.
right,
obviously.
we'll put it up on the YouTube, of course.
So that's when I saw the Knott's Edgar farm, and then I saw this, and I was like, oh shit, that's what it is.
Yeah.
The Edgar. And then I ran to Jasmine, and I was like, look, I fucking figured it out. It's called this.
Here's something different about the Edgar.
Yeah. Tell
Because
me.
I remember a bowl cut of some sort when
Yeah,
I was
which it
very
kinda
little,
looks like.
Right? It looks sort of like a bowl cut, right? Or a step cut where it would come down and they'd kind of shave like an inch around your head. You know what I'm talking about? The Edgar, what I notice is that a lot of kids have it with curly hair. And they don't. I've seen Asians with super duper curly hair, and some people in Amber's family have the Edgar, who had straight hair and now have curly hair with the Edgar. So these
they get a
kids
perm?
are actually getting perms in order to do
shit.
the Edgar, which we have not seen, I believe, since the 70s, right? Since there was, since they were doing perms, maybe it was even the 60s. You know?
I mean, I don't think I have ever. I don't remember my grandmother not having a perm.
Right. I remember my grandmother having curlers in her hair all of the time, but I never saw a teenager.
I just remember.
I bet you these motherfuckers have curlers in their hair when they're going to sleep, because with the ones that can't go to get a permanent, you know?
And
Okay,
it looks like some of them are doing the opposite, Daniel. It looks like some of them are sort of intentionally straightening their hair. And
I think this is the new Edgar.
yeah, it just looks like super straight. Oh my god.
There's levels to this.
Oh shit.
Edgar.
Oh,
But see?
he did a combo.
He poofs it up
Yeah,
there.
it's definitely poofed.
He has it straight and curly.
And there it is.
That is
Perfect.
wild. Looks
I
like he
wonder-
has a headband on there, doesn't he?
Yeah, it looked like a wig.
He
Like a
does
tou-
go-
it looked like a toupee.
like a shitty wig.
Yeah.
Now you're a father now of a
Oh,
boy,
Shit.
and when that time comes,
Uh-huh. Would I
Are
let
you-
him get the Edgar?
well, I mean, there's gonna it might not be the Edgar, but it's gonna be something, dude. There's just no way it's not.
You mentioned looking stupid earlier, in which I think we all did, right? We all look stupid. Did your dad ever interfere in any type of way about how stupid you looked when you were younger, following whatever trend was going on at the time?
No, he was pretty good about letting me
Letting
do whatever it was.
You see yourself being that type of father as well, or
I
do
hope.
you think you'll be a little bit more involved, like maybe not so much on the Edgar?
I think it was a little bit different during that time because it was like the late 90s, early 2000s, and it was all like super gangster attire. It was like big ass jeans, big baggy shirts, shaved head, you know what I mean? So like the look was more of a gangster look. So I think parents were a little bit more worried. Yeah. I'm not sure that parents are so worried about their kids looking like an Edgar. They just look kind of silly. I would prefer if the style was kind of a silly and weird rather than everyone was trying to look like a gangster at the same time. Yeah.
You'd rather your kid look like an Edgar.
Yeah, because he won't get confused. They won't confuse him. You know.
What if that is the new gangster look?
Oh, if gangsters look like. Oh, maybe gangsters do look like Edgars. Maybe.
Well, because just like all their other style is kind of screaming like they might think they're a little gangster. Now I don't know, but that's what it's looking like to me. It's looking like I struggle to call them the cool kids.
Well, they definitely are.
But that's kind of what it's looking like. But I was just thinking, if I had a kid that was old enough to be of that age, I would feel like I failed as a father.
I would feel like you failed as a father.
If you had a kid that was that age?
That was 14, 15 years old now, even 12, 13, because I look like some of them are really young. I feel like I failed. I feel like
he wanted to have the Edgar, right?
I feel like everything to me at that point was all for nothing.
All that overtime.
Yeah, man.
Double shifts for what? The Edgar?
Man, double shifts for the Edgar to pay for your curlers at night.
So you wouldn't get involved.
So you could go get a perm with your grandmother at the same time? The shame.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that's good, man.
Yeah,
that's cool,
you're
man.
You're a bigger man than me.
I don't think I would.
I think
it's so out of touch. You know, what do you want? What am I going to make him do? Comb his hair differently than everybody else in the entire school?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I want to say that I would try to at least persuade him. Hey, you know, let's just look at this.
You know, you just started that sentence, Louis, and automatically I'm like, I want to do the opposite.
You know what's worse?
Right away, I feel like I would be like, I'm doing what? You don't like it?
What's worse is like if the kid keeps the cut that their mom wants them to have. You know what I mean? Like, oh, but I really like it long with a tail in the back or whatever, you know? And the kid like feels like he's like, well, my mom likes this cut and I don't want to disappoint her.
That's a whole different,
know?
It's an issue.
It's
definitely an issue.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, those are the type of kids that don't have Edgars with those type of parents, you know?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, they're too involved in their kids' hair, you know? They have enough to fucking worry about at that age, you know?
And typically, those are the kids that don't have any friends.
The ones that comb their hair different?
The ones that stay with the outfits that the mom picks out.
Exactly, man.
And we can't have that either because then they're gonna beat the shit out of your kid. Even if he fights back, he's gonna get a good licking by, I don't know, fucking a gang of Edgars.
Yeah, a gang of Edgars, dude.
I would want that kid.
You would want the kid.
I would want the kid fighting off the Edgars as best as possible.
If he even fights, in my experience, from what I remember, the non-Edgars, if we're gonna call them something, let's just call them that for now. They wouldn't even fight back, dude.
No, but here's the thing, man. Every time there's a trend, there's somebody else on the opposite end fighting, raging against it.
Right, waiting.
You know, when everybody was gangster, the other kids were listening to rock music and skating and doing something. There's always an opposing.
Sure.
So I think that the Edgars have an enemy and we just haven't identified it.
I wonder what their haircut is.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I wonder.
I can't imagine. It's never been where it's everybody. It might be the majority, but there's always kids raging against the system, I feel.
Yeah. Well, it's super interesting for me to walk around here, right around here, and see the kids dressed like I dressed in fucking high school because it's been that long
and
since
it's came back around.
And it's came back around with these big shirts, baggy jeans, you know.
Yeah.
The hair is different. The Edgar hair is different. That shit didn't exist. So it's a little different. But maybe by the time Eli's in high school, it'll just be how it is now.
Yeah, it'll
be
completely different, man.
Jeans are small again. Yeah. Edgars are gone. I won't have anything to worry about, you know?
Yeah, dude. Have you guys seen that fucking craziness that's going on with Kanye West?
Oh,
I have not really.
No, you don't know what's going on. So, dude, he made anti-Semitic comments, which seems like nothing new, right?
What did he say exactly?
I think he was talking about the. Here, I'll give you. Let me pull this up a little bit. So,
I thought he said he was Jewish.
he said
he also might have said that.
yes, he does because
He said he's Jewish.
he's Jew.
I saw an interview with him that said he was a Jewish person.
No, I actually saw the interview.
So was that the anti-Semitic comment?
No,
that he's
that's
a
not
Jew?
what it
No,
is.
so it's
I'm Jew. That's what he said.
He said, "I'm Jew."
Mm-hmm.
he started at the beginning earlier this month, early October. He got heat because he wore a White Lives Matter shirt,
Oh, I remember that.
right? And then he had black models, modeling a White Lives Matter shirt, right? So he had already people were already like, "What's going on with Kanye West?"
Right.
And then I guess in Drink of Champs is a podcast that he was on. He made comments that let me see here. It says, I can't say any. I guess he made comments. He said, I can say any anti-Semitic things, and Adidas can't drop me because he has a huge deal with Adidas.
Okay.
And he also said that George Floyd died of fentanyl overdose
Right.
and wasn't killed by the cops.
I think he did say that. Yeah.
yeah.
And he said go DEFCON. He said on Twitter, he said go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what they were talking about.
So I think it happened today.
I think he could have.
That could have been it.
I think today Adidas dropped them. I guess he had a thing with Gap dropped them. Instagram blocked him. Twitter deleted his account or blocked his, and that was all
Kim
today.
dropped him.
Today, which is the 25th of October.
Okay.
And so that's kind of, I just wanted to see if you guys were up on it because it's sort of like spiraling and getting
I feel
crazier.
like
And today was news because he's made that comment about what the fuck's Adidas going to do. And Adidas says, well, we're going to drop your ass.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're going to lose a bunch of money, but obviously they didn't care.
And you know,
earlier in the week, I saw anti-Semitics here in California off the 405 freeway hang signs saying that Kanye West was right, like death to Jews, doing the Nazi salute, the whole nine.
Wow.
Right before all of this
Who would have
happened.
thought that Kanye was the face of the Nazis?
Yeah.
In L.A.
In L.A., yeah. They're
Of all-
hiding out, dude.
Yeah. Oh.
They're, well, I also heard that I think J.P. Morgan or Chase closed his bank account.
Yeah, that was one of the first ones
And
to
said
do,
that
if not the
they
first.
they didn't freeze his account, like he couldn't get his money out, but he's no longer allowed to bank
with them
anymore.
Oh,
That's right.
Shit.
That's right. So what he was saying also is in the record business,
Business.
they fucked him over, and I think
Right.
also in the clothing business they fucked him over. And
The Jewish people did?
That's what he keeps saying.
Oh, okay,
yes.
got you.
So I think he put out a tweet. He was claiming that he was half asleep, and then he was saying
the good
all
old
that
half
shit.
asleep
Good old half
argument.
asleep tweets.
And that I think that's kind of what got everything started. And then they would be like, hey, they put a mic in his face, and he would double down and fucking double down again,
Uh-huh.
And he still. I listened to this podcast with Lex Friedman, and that's the latest one. Now, if you're, we recorded this the day after that one came out. So in case you guys are listening, that's when this happened. And so today, I think, in result of that interview, Adidas fucking finally.
Well, what happened in that podcast?
Well, Lex Friedman is Jewish, but he was very, if anything, I gained so much respect as a podcaster and an interviewer. He wasn't shaming him.
Podcaster.
Well, because he has a successful podcast.
But I was just thinking, I guess we're
We are.
podcasters,
Of course.
right? I'm a podcaster. I think I know this is way out. I'm sidetracked here, but I think I like the way that sounds more than I have a podcast.
I'm a podcaster.
We're podcasters. I'm going to put it in my bio. Sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. We're getting T-shirts. I
All
think.
right, great.
Anyways,
So Kanye West was on the podcast with Lex Friedman?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the part I wasn't getting.
Yeah,
I thought he just spoke about it or something.
Well,
I didn't realize he had him on as a guest.
Well, he did say all those things on the what was it again? The other one.
I don't have it anymore.
He mentioned that they can't drop me. I can say anti-Semitic things, and Adidas won't drop me. And look what fucking happened. But the one that came out yesterday, I think, is a bigger platform. And Lex was asking him, and like, you have to understand that you have such a huge platform and so many people look up to you. But when you say things like the Jewish media, it's very reminiscent of like the 1930s in Germany, how, you start with generalizing a whole people and fueling this hate that some people might have and be ignorant about the Jewish people. And you have to understand that. And why don't you just instead call out the person? Oh, fucking Daniel fucked me over, and in this record, and they made me sign this fucking contract. Or this person, Chris, made me sign this contract, and they fucked me over on my clothing line. Instead of saying, "Oh, well, you guys are both Mexican, or at least half and full," like, and then throwing out Mexicans are pieces of shit or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be nice if people did that with all of the races,
right.
Rather than generalizing every race, because it's always hurtful to all of them,
Yeah.
But I think, what do you guys think about the banking and the Twitter and getting kicked off of social media platforms when it comes to what you say as a repercussion? Are you guys on board with if you say something like that maybe, like, let's say we say something on the show and it's 3 words, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then and now you can't bank with a certain bank, or now you're kicked off Twitter. Do you guys think that's a good direction to be moving in? Because I feel like Twitter is kicking more and more and more people off their platform
For now.
when they start straying away, and sometimes for things not as, that's a pretty outrageous statement, right? But for smaller things.
Yeah. My stance is always like, we have freedom of speech, right?
We're supposed to.
Yeah, but
You would think.
it also comes with the freedom to do whatever the fuck, like. So you have the freedom to say it, and I have the freedom to react however the fuck I want.
Right.
So if I'm Twitter, and I created Twitter, and I'm a Jewish guy, and you say that some outrageous shit, or JP Morgan, then I can react however the fuck I want to your statement, right?
Well,
your freedom is
I don't know.
You have the freedom to say it, and I have the freedom to do whatever the fuck I want with my bank,
but
or my Twitter or whatever.
Sure,
that's how I feel about it.
Until you don't agree with something and you feel like you need to speak out, and then you have no bank to go to and you have no platform to speak on, because all these major corporations own these conglomerates, you know. So like eventually, when one large corporation owns everything, which that's the directions it's headed. Like Google owns everything. Google owns YouTube. Facebook owns Instagram. I mean, it's basically it's going to be one company is deciding what you can say on their platform and what bank you can go to until you just have to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So is that a healthy place for us to be?
I'm torn about that as well, because I initially was thinking, why should Adidas drop them? As much as I look. And coming from somebody that has disliked Kanye before all this bullshit, I've disliked him. I liked his first album, and shortly thereafter, I didn't like him, dude. He was just his way of just always acting like he's the best rapper, the best producer. Just got on my nerves, right?
Right. Since the beginning.
Yeah, and now adding all of this, then I got upset at people buying the fact that he's a genius. He's not a genius.
He said that from the beginning as well.
Right.
Yeah,
So that's the issue I had with Kanye. Now, what I think is sometimes like, well, if we go down this road, he's Kanye and we're 3 fucking nobodies, right? But the threat of possibly being affected by things like this, where you get censored, where they ruin your life essentially, and it could, if it could happen to him, what the fuck can they do to us?
Well, and we see it happening, and Kanye West is an extreme example. We see it happen all the time, right? For for less and less, I guess, severe things that have been said. I mean, even the PayPal story. Have you heard about the PayPal story? PayPal came out with this statement or this new terms of what is it called?
Terms of condition.
The agreement and term. What is it called? Anyway, the terms of using their platform. They started saying, they said that if you spread misinformation and you use PayPal, not on PayPal, just in your life, right? On the internet or on your podcast, if you spread information, they were going to fine you $2,500.
Yeah.
Why?
Because of you spreading misinformation.
What? How, okay.
Define misinformation is what you're going to say, right? Exactly. Misinformation is whatever the fuck they decided is going to be, right? So
are they being held to the same standards? So in other words, if one of them's fucking around on his wife and she goes, honey, where were you last night? I had a conference in Las Vegas. Misinformation, fuckface. Are you going to give up $2,500? Right. Or are you guys gods up here?
No, because they're the Twitter. They're the, you know what I mean?
No, so that's what I'm talking about.
They can do whatever they want to, right? We don't have to use PayPal. And there was a big backlash, and people started canceling the accounts, and they took it back. But I think that's the direction we're going. I mean, even stuff like the vaccine, whether you like it or not, if you write anything about it on the internet, all these flags come up and direct you to the correct information page, whether it is or not, and you could totally get flagged and removed from the platform for speaking things that is misinformation because one person says it's not true.
Yeah, but then can anybody just run wild and say any crazy shit that they want? Spreading hate, which is what he's doing.
Well, right, that's what we're debating.
So, because it's,
so yes and no.
So, like, because just because I'm a corporation, I shouldn't have to stick by him because there's a threat of everybody being censored by one power, right? But what's the other option? Everybody just sticks with him. We act like he didn't say all that shit, and we stick around because
getting dropped. I think getting dropped by sponsors is different than getting kicked off platforms. Personally, like
oh, I see what you mean.
If you're representing Adidas, that's your sponsor. That's one thing. They're giving you money to portray a certain image, right? But there's no sponsorship or any kind of monetary exchange when it comes to large platforms or you know stuff like that.
I can see that.
But what is wrong with being like, hey, I don't want this fucking person on my platform? There's other platforms.
Yeah, if it's your platform.
There's other platforms.
But not very many. I mean,
but if it's yours and you created it,
sure, that's what I said. But again, we're just coming back to the same thing that it's going to be one person is going to own all these, which it's what, a handful of people.
Correct,
and they all kind of believe the same. It's all the same belief,
right? But I think, in theory, I don't know how easy this is to actually accomplish. But let's just say that, for argument's sake, Twitter is kicking all kinds of people and silencing all kinds of people, censoring, et cetera, which they seem to be doing.
Right.
Then it's the right opportunity for some young, creative genius, whatever, to create his own platform where maybe Twitter will be obsolete in the future. And that's maybe how Twitter's probably going to end up, I think, if they continue to do this, right? As much as I disagree with all of, I also agree with what Chris is saying because, we live in a free country. If this is something that you created, you can say fuck off.
It's my
just like he can say whatever he wants.
It's my stage. I choose to remove it from you.
Sure, I think there's more powers that be that I think that people start buying. I just think there's a lot more powers that be that are influencing Twitter than just one person at the top saying,
sure.
And if we're making a platform for discussion, what the fuck is the point then?
But look at what's happening. They're not creating something else right this second. Maybe some people are trying to, but Elon just bought Twitter.
Did he go through with it?
I thought he did, and then I just saw something online not too long ago that when he comes in, he's gonna lay off 75% of the staff. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know how much truth there is
He
to that.
fucking owns it, right?
Thank you.
If that's your point.
That's my point.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with you necessarily.
Yeah.
I don't even think that Adidas necessarily should have dropped him, but at the same time, they have the right to do whatever the fuck they want with their company.
Sure.
If somebody comes in your house, dude, and you let them into your house and they start saying all kinds of shit, it doesn't even have to be hate speech, but whatever it is that you don't like, you're going to be like, hey, get the fuck out of my house. You know, I let you in for a sec, but you're not welcome anymore. It's your right. So it's this fucking weird thing.
Yeah. I'm not on either side of the fence.
Yeah, me too.
The lines are so blurred because it's hate speech.
Mm-hmm.
He's not saying something just outrageous, right? It's hate speech against people that have a very
and
checkered, very evil history, right?
Right.
So it's hate speech, and he has a lot of eyes on him. So I don't know, man. It's hard really to feel bad for him getting dropped or just deleting his account, you know, because
sure.
I mean, it's just like, what do you do then? Like, what would you do? How would you handle that if you're Twitter?
Oh, I don't know how I would handle it if I was Twitter.
Yeah.
I just
like
feel like a lot. I feel
anything?
like Twitter's kicking a lot of people out. I hear it a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And to me, it's bothersome, you know.
Right.
Not for this, but especially when you start changing things. Like, okay, for sure, that's an anti-Semitic thing.
Mm-hmm.
But now when you have other things like phobic, you say something about someone that's overweight. Well, you're fat shaming.
Mm-hmm.
You say you know what I mean? Now they're turning things in to a hate speech or something when sometimes it's just a difference of opinion about what's going on. And again, this is anti-Semitic, this is a different thing, but I feel like on the other side,
it's pretty cut and dry, right?
Right. This is cut and dry.
Yeah.
I'm like, fine, kick them off, whatever. You can't just go around talking about DEFCON 3 for Jewish people,
yeah.
you know, especially after they've been through DEFCON 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many people. Well, I don't know if there's so many people. There's definitely people out there that hate them still, right? But on the other side of the fence, I feel like people are getting kicked off of platforms simply for having a difference of opinion,
Right.
a healthy difference of opinion, until there's just going to be one voice,
Right.
and that's what I'm worried about.
Sure.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
I definitely think that's going to happen.
I know what you're saying, and I think it might happen for a brief period of time until something else comes up. But those people will still, you can silence them from your platform, but they haven't disappeared. They'll be dormant until something else pops up. And guess what, man? There's going to be a hunger for it, and there's going to be somebody that comes up with something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm with you most actually, because we have to be careful with those types of things. An example that I would give is when the FBI or I think it might have been the CIA actually, was asking Apple to unlock their device. They said, we cannot do that. If we open Pandora's box, we're fucked. We cannot give you this power. And I respected that so much.
I had an Android until that case. And I was like, fuck yeah. You know, I agreed with them. They still got on the fucking phone.
Yeah.
But still, I felt like it was super cool that Apple held their ground.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, fuck you. No.
No,
you know?
And it was for what one could say, a good purpose to stop evil, however you want to word it. And Apple still said, no, we cannot fucking do that, because if we open Pandora's box, when it comes down to opening the security for our phones, you guys are you're gonna
be in
fuck
everyone's phone, right?
You're already listening, dude.
Right.
I can't even imagine what kind of power they would have.
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of think of this kind of issue. Is like, sure, it might seem like, well, he's an asshole. He kind of had it coming. He's saying all this shit. Yes, if we focus on that only, of course. But if you see past that, we can see some of the how we can be affected. We said a lot of shit on this fucking show. We don't have any listeners.
No.
But if we
did, we're definitely
fucked,
off
dude.
Twitter.
Yeah,
You
we're
know?
off Twitter, yeah.
I'm not on fucking Twitter anyway.
But you know what I mean, dude.
But
you know?
YouTube. Same shit, man. Owned by Google, you know?
Somebody screams loud enough and then gets more people to scream loud enough. You build enough audience or people that hate you.
All of a sudden, we can't bank at J.P. Morgan anymore, you know? Or even, I mean, and I'm sorry that this podcast is taking this is
hilarious.
But sometimes it has to be talked about, you know? The truckers in Canada. Did you guys hear about the truck?
No.
This was like back in like, I don't know, it was like a couple years ago, maybe last year. And the truckers were, I forget what purpose they were banding together for, but they blocked all the road in Canada. All the truckers were standing together against a cause. I think it was against forced vaccination, but I'm not positive. Peace, whatever, it was a protest. They start this GoFundMe page. Can you help support me? I'm just out here in this truck. I need some money for food and supplies. So people that supported the truckers start sending them money via whatever, PayPal, I don't know, Zelle.
God, I know where this is going.
And the Canadian government labeled them domestic terrorists, froze their bank accounts, and slapped criminal charges on all of the people that donated to this cause.
I see. And
that's kind of what I'm talking about. That's the other side of it, you know?
Yeah.
We live in a very fucked up time right now.
I don't know that institutions should shut down your access to money based on your political and social beliefs, unless you're a real criminal.
Well, in that case, it's a little different, right? Because that was the government.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean,
in this case, it's corporations.
Which are hand in hand, right? Corporations own the government.
Yeah,
they're bought.
Keep in mind that the first Nazi meeting was in a bar with, I think, maybe like 20-something people, and you know, that's the other side of the token.
That's why you got to shut that shit down.
You know, that's the other side of the token, right? Where millions, a whole fucking generation. I don't have to tell you. I just found out about your grandfather, dude. You know, we lost a whole generation. And had somebody maybe silence that motherfucker or cut off his Twitter at the time, or like, hey, by the way, he did get arrested. Hitler did get arrested for, I think, inciting or something like that. And you know, obviously it wasn't harsh enough or whatever needed to be done. But I get what they're saying. There's people that are.
But everyone was fucking agreeing with the motherfucker. It's, you know.
Yes, he definitely resonated with people. That's the thing.
It's a new idea.
Yeah.
Well, this guy's resonating with some, right?
But I guess so. I don't know, man. I feel it's. I get what you're saying, but did you guys have something else to kind of change the fucking mood? Because I was gonna bring up, and I'll be quick about this, and we can just jump in and completely out of it right away.
So we should have done with the Kanye story.
No, how do you guys feel? And I think it's gonna be frustrating as well.
Remember how good we were feeling before?
Yeah.
We were all excited.
I still feel excited.
No, it's fucking.
It just wasn't funny.
And there's been two recent things that have happened in museums. The first one was two girls through.
1 cup.
Huh? I'm sorry.
He said 1 cup.
1 cup. 2 girls, 1 cup, and I think it's actually 2 girls, 2 cups full of fucking paint. They threw tomato sauce, I think, or something like that at a Van Gogh.
Oh, okay.
And
wasn't there mashed potatoes somewhere?
It could have been. There was another one.
Okay.
Of 2 German activists. They threw it at a Monet. Yeah.
And what's the protest?
Both were in protest of climate change.
Right. I feel like that's a PETA thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Also, they like throwing shit at shit. You know?
They throw stuff at stuff.
They love throwing like red paint on you and stuff like that.
I can't make sense of what's that going to accomplish. I, for one, I'm on their side in a way. Because I do think, you know, it's fucking getting hotter and hotter.
Right.
And then even just as common sense, that doesn't make sense to put all that fucking carbon into the air. I think we could all agree on that. If we can take steps to kind of fucking bring it down a little bit,
right.
I'm for it, dude. But shit like this makes me want to get a V8 and just, you know what I mean? Like, I really wouldn't do that, but it just pisses me the fuck off.
V8. I thought you were talking about the tomato juice. And you were going to start throwing on the paintings too. You mean the car. You want to run them over.
Yes, I
with
should
a
have been
V8
more specific.
engine.
Yeah.
Cylinder engine.
It's just an interesting way of trying to get back at someone is that you
I
want to run them over with a specific engine, you know?
Yeah.
Is there a certain car that you'd like to do it with?
No, it wasn't to run them over.
Oh,
dude.
what was
It's
it?
to release more emissions into the air.
Oh,
So
okay.
he can
I
have
thought
a
you wanted to run over
he
the
wants to have a
protesters.
deeper carbon footprint.
Yeah.
Oh,
After
okay.
those
But that
protests.
one way over
to get back at them.
Yeah.
To just get back
Man,
at them.
okay.
Fuck
You totally missed that one.
I thought I was.
No, he
tomato juice. Then I want to run them over.
Louis wants to have the deepest carbon footprint he
So
can after
he
this
wants
protest.
to be outside the museum. They come out with their empty food things, and he
I'm
wants
doing
to be
fucking donuts.
Yeah, he wants to be doing donuts
Big muffler on top.
with an aerosol can.
I was just gonna spray my hair. Yeah.
Hairspray. Remember when they said hairspray was causing a hole
A
in
whole
your
nose
nose
on there?
I don't fucking think
You didn't
so.
buy it?
You don't think
No,
so?
dude, it hits
Well,
the ceiling.
I mean, there
get the fuck out
Oh,
of
and
here.
then it stops.
It's leak. There's so much
And then
fucking
it comes back
Aquanet
down.
in the 80s that it burned a fucking hole.
there was a lot of Aquanet.
Get out of here.
There was a
dude.
lot of Aquanet,
A
though.
fucking hole. I was like, get the fuck out of
Well,
here.
what made the hole then?
Anything else, any
Well,
other
okay.
type of emissions, cars,
Yeah.
fucking factories, anything else except fucking hairspray. Are you serious?
Aerosol
That was
cans
so
are
stupid.
aerosol cans are a big thing,
It's
man.
the taggers outside. Fucking A.
But
Anyways, I don't know how. I'm
but
sure
I
you
don't
guys
know
feel
what does
frustrated.
that do.
I don't see the straight line to from the problem to their protest. I don't see how that's
what do
gonna
those
do
paintings
anything.
have to do with?
Right. Here's a protest that makes more sense. I remember when people went into the Hummer dealership
And burned all the
and they
Hummers.
burned the Hummers
Sure.
because Hummers cause too much pollution.
Yeah.
I don't agree with what they did. I can see the correlation between the two.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. Here's a company that's causing too much pollution.
Yeah.
Here's
a guy that painted shit when there wasn't any emissions.
There's only one of them.
There was no carbon emissions.
No, this is a museum.
Yeah.
There's like no carbon emissions.
Right.
Maybe the electricity, but I don't even know if that counts, you know?
And unless those bitches are living in a shed or lighting candles every night, they don't need to be in that fucking museum throwing shit on the paintings.
Yeah, exactly. If they're having zero emissions themselves.
But I guess it just dawned on me that we're fucking talking about it, and that was the point.
Right. I mean, I understand it's supposed to raise awareness.
Right? Yeah. I mean, otherwise we wouldn't even be talking about it.
I just want it.
But
in
it
that
doesn't
moment,
do anything. It just makes us angry at the kids for fucking throwing stuff on
It
the
just
Van
makes
Gogh.
us want to jump in
It
big
doesn't make
engines.
me want to do anything about it, right?
No.
It just
it
makes
me
like,
want to just hurt their feelings more by leaving a bigger fucking carbon footprint. Then for me,
Just
that's
to
all I
get
was
back
thinking. I
at
was
'em.
like, dude, I'm gonna fucking just buy styrofoam from this point
I'm gonna
on.
buy some
I'm just thinking,
coconut water.
plastic straws.
Oh,
Yeah.
plastic
A bunch.
straws.
I'm gonna start using hairspray.
Yeah.
Even if you don't believe,
Yeah,
I want to believe my hairspray is causing holes in the ozone layer.
I'm gonna shave my head and fucking use hairspray just to be like, why are you even doing it? It's just fuck you. That's why.
Kill bees.
Oh, everything.
Everything.
The straw thing was kind of out of control, don't you guys think? That they picked the straw. They singled out the straw.
You
want to
know why though, right? You know why though?
Was it the turtles eating?
I think.
But
That's the only
the
explanation.
fish eat all of the plastic. They cut open the fish. There's tons of plastic.
Yeah.
It's the bags. It's the lids. It's the cups. I just found it so surprising how crazy people went with the fucking straws.
Yeah, it was strange.
You get your Starbucks plastic cup with a plastic lid.
Yeah.
And then they give you, guess what they give you? A paper straw in a plastic wrapper.
So fucking stupid.
Yeah.
What? And you still see the effects of the plastic straw today.
Yeah.
Some people are like, well, okay, we fucking, we did the straw thing for a while. Let's put this plastic straws back. But some places still come out with the paper straws.
The only thing that bothers me is that it's all ran by like either it's a trend. It's all just trendy.
Yeah.
Like it's all just ran by a social media, either TikTok or it's all based on that.
Fueled on it.
It's just like right now, you know what's really fucking pissing me off?
What?
How
Tell me,
all
Daddy.
of a sudden everybody is in a Dahmer lately. Because Netflix puts out a fucking Dahmer series. Suddenly, everybody knows who fucking Jeffrey Dahmer is. Who didn't fucking...
When I've been killing people for 20 fucking years.
And they just canceled his ass too.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
Dude,
What do you mean canceled?
they want air. If you're
He's
selling,
dead.
and I know, but that's
Yeah,
my
that's what
fucking
I was gonna
point.
say. Oh, so he's alive?
Dead, and they still want to cancel the fucking show because what he did to the black community. He was only targeting black boys, and then
he was killing Asians too.
Yeah, he killed Asians. There's some Asian hate in there.
I know, but I'm just telling you what I've seen, and then
That
they wanted somebody else to take something down from. I think eBay. They asked eBay to take down some of the shit they were selling.
Here we go again.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
But dude, it's like all of a sudden everybody's a fucking Dahmer expert, and it's like, dude, we were done with him, right? We all knew what he did. We were moving on. I'm sure the series is great, but now everybody, like, why? Those things didn't change. We don't need to fucking.
We don't have to cancel.
We don't have
Dahmer,
to stop selling shit. We don't like why.
It just seems like that's what happens now. Anytime anything gets super popular, here comes everyone to fucking cancel it somehow.
Right.
They're gonna fucking find a way, dude.
Yeah,
let it just be a fucking show, and then let it lose popularity like everything else, dude.
Yeah.
What does it have to? Why does
dead
everything have to be fucking canceled?
Let it
all the
live
time?
and let it die.
Can it just be something?
Yeah.
God
and I don't
damn
know
it.
what is, and it's so sad because it's, you know, these people.
I need to take a breath.
You know, these people jumped on it. It's like you're a fucking.
They didn't even know who the fuck he was.
Exactly, you're a fucking Netflix warrior. You're a fucking Netflix warrior. They made a fucking show, and suddenly you
went through the top 10.
so little going on that it's now consuming your entire life enough that you want to go fucking tell people to cancel whatever the fuck is Jeffrey Dahmer related. Like it changed in any way. From before you fucking watched the Netflix series. All of those things were true before you were watching the series, and they're gonna be true after.
Exactly.
What the fuck is the point? Get a fucking life.
And that's the fucking problem. Yeah. The problem is that people don't have anything to do anymore.
Yes, shut the fuck up and do a podcast.
They're sitting there ordering
like
their
us.
fucking food delivered to their door as they're on their fucking 80-inch screen choosing from 5,000 fucking movies. They have no problem.
And it's just blasting in their face.
They have zero problems in their life,
problems.
and they're going to make some up
Mm-hmm.
because their life is too fucking easy.
You think we're
That's where we're at.
you think people, like human beings, have like a necessity or even an addiction to anger? Because sometimes I feel that they just want to. Some people just want to feel something.
I think, yeah.
And the lack of feeling joy, well, and sadness usually kicks in, right? And then sadness is usually accompanied by this fucking guy, anger, right? And they need it. They need to put it somewhere.
I have heard that people get
I was
addicted
just
to certain
thinking-
I
emotions.
think it's exactly like you said. They don't have any problems. There's no strife. There's no calamity. There's no danger. There's nothing to put all of that energy into.
right.
And then suddenly there's fucking Jeffrey Dahmer experts that want to cancel everything Jeffrey Dahmer related. And it just makes no fucking sense, man. It just makes no fucking...
You think if we were still fucking hiding from lions and wolves, we would definitely not give a fuck
we
about
would
something.
not give
Right.
a flying
we would
fuck.
not care about
that makes sense.
so much of this shit.
Because there's people in other parts of the world that have Netflix, watched the fucking series, and moved on with their fucking day because they needed to worry about what the fuck they were going to eat later on.
Exactly.
So I know that there's still
And they're
people in
worried
the world.
about Netflix increasing the price of their
Exactly.
subscription.
Yeah,
You know what I
fucks.
mean?
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
And
We
it's-
don't even fucking notice.
Yeah.
This shit was like $7 last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Seriously, dude. So this is how fucking bored we are.
Dude,
This is
I
the
just
story
picture
I have.
Amber thinking, what the fuck is going on there?
This is the story that I have. It says, Hooter waitress caught dipping hot wings into her vagina. That's what we're doing. That's how little problems we have.
She got caught
She
doing
got
it?
caught. Yeah, she got
By
caught. So
who? And did the customer want it?
Oh,
Houston, Texas, Jessica St. Clair.
And is there a problem?
24 was taken into police custody. She was witnessed by coworkers dipping hot wings into your vagina before serving them to a customer. From what authorities have told us, Jessica would have dipped wings into her vagina while on and off her period. That was my favorite part.
No,
This was done to
dude.
customers who had been rude and or made off remarks about her appearance. So
clearly
all right.
she doesn't think her vagina is on fucking point with the odor.
Clearly she doesn't like her own vagina.
Right, because I would feel that some customers would pay her to fucking dip her wings in vagina.
I would. There's women.
we know,
In her
Chris.
vagina.
Okay. We know.
We know you've done it.
there's women that I would travel thousands of miles for, pay thousands of dollars to have a fucking chicken wing dipped in their vaginas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Would you do a flat or the drum?
Oh, the flat.
Why?
Because I feel like you can get all of it in there.
Okay.
It just
Yeah,
seems
yeah.
cleaner.
I'm sorry.
It
Yeah.
seems- I'm trying to think. Would I do the flat or the drum?
I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
And extra points for being on your period.
Do you?
Oh, Christopher.
Do you?
Some women.
Do you think that if you could choose a food that you would,
Can we just end
Some
it?
women.
if you could dip of some food
okay.
into a woman's vagina, would you choose chicken wings or would you
No,
choose a different food?
I would choose something more absorbent.
I feel like that's pretty absorbent.
No.
The
Like-
batter.
Like cotton candy?
No, because there's no like
like a tampon.
like bread.
bread. But I feel
Oh,
like
sourdough or wheat?
A
What are we talking
focaccia.
about?
come
Oh,
on, that shit's not
focaccia.
gonna, it's just gonna get stuck in there. You need something practical. You
Like
can't
a
put
like
some-
a,
what?
Like a chicken wing?
more practical than a piece of bread,
and it
unless
has
it's a baguette.
and it has lubrication already.
Well, yeah, that's the problem.
The wing does, right?
Yeah, the wing. Yeah.
That's the problem.
Okay, well,
The sauce is distracting me from the essence.
okay, well then,
Okay.
bread's not gonna. I don't think bread is gonna work.
It's gonna work better.
I'm pretty sure if she's on her period, the sauce isn't gonna like interfere with the
but
essence,
I'm-
Chris.
okay, but you're gonna use a piece of bread, like a slice of bread.
No, like a fucking.
He's getting mad.
Like an Olive Garden breadstick.
like a bread. Well, that's different than okay.
It's bread, motherfucker.
But a breadstick's not that absorbent. It has that. It's
What
got
do you
that.
mean it's not that absorbent?
An Olive Garden
I'm gonna-
breadstick is not absorbent.
If you put a white
can-
loaf, of, like if
you can run some water over that shit, and it's just gonna fall off the side because of the oil and the barrier around it.
Here's what you do.
Inside of the piece of bread, that's absorbent.
Yes, I was just gonna say when you open a
You're
bolillo,
wasting your dip.
when you open a bolillo, and that's the bread that we get at the panaderias, which is the bakery, the Mexican bakeries. You crack that shit open, you get what we call the migajon. You know what that is? That's the inside of the fucking thing. And that, I feel like if you put it in there, Chris, you're going to get the essence.
But it's
as
bread.
you're what do you mean? But
Yeah.
he's right. If you put the breadstick as is,
But there's the outside
but
of
it's
the
still
bread.
bread.
I know it's
I
still
didn't
bread.
say,
I'm just
hey, only the outside of the bread.
But you were
I said bread.
were
but then you
complaining about the essence.
specified about a Olive Garden breadstick.
And being it doesn't absorb.
I didn't say. Why could we could just put a little slit in it? We could just put a little slit on it
Fine.
before it goes in.
Fine.
I said bread, and then you guys dissected it, and
Because
you're
I
still
was
saying
just-
bread. You're still saying bread. I said bread. What do we disagree on?
That it's absorbent.
You said it won't absorb any of the essence.
With the chicken wing.
But what he's saying is related to not absorbing the essence, dude.
Yeah.
Because unless you do it from
Unless
the
you-
What if you leave it in?
well, okay.
You said run water over the breadstick.
yeah. and
What
it's
if
just-
we put it in a if we fill the sink with water and put the breadstick inside it? Let it sit for, I don't know, 5 minutes.
Yeah, fine. But if you're saying that a vagina is as wet as a fucking bucket of water,
Well, we wait longer. What's the problem? You guys are
Nothing,
You guys
nothing,
are trying
nothing.
You guys are trying to over-engineer this.
well, the question was specifically what type of food would
Okay,
you put,
so
and I
go-
thought it was a bad choice.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think-
What's a better choice? Genius.
I guess I would go. I think the chicken wing is a good choice.
Yuck. It's sauced. It's already sauced.
I put a lollipop.
But dipping sauce is dipping sauce, right?
Okay. I can't argue with that.
He's right.
Dip-
They usually
dipping
give
sauce.
you-
Yeah, he is. Dipping sauce is dipping sauce.
But what chicken wings come with dipping sauce?
Does it ever worry you guys when there's two places, because we're talking about chickens that worry me when I see the amount of chickens that there are. One, have you ever been to Medieval Times?
No, but I'm gonna go.
Okay, when you go to Medieval Times, it's a giant stadium, and they pass out a half a chicken to every single person that dines at Medieval Times.
Half a chicken?
A half of chicken.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a whole half of a chicken, right? Mm-hmm. It's a lot of chicken.
Yeah.
And I look at the chicken as they pass it around to me, and I'm happy to eat it. But I look around and realize every single person in this entire stadium is going to eat one of these.
Yeah.
And they have 3-4 shows a day. Every single day. Mm-hmm. Where the fuck are they getting all these fucking chickens? And it I don't know, it gives me a sense of, it worries me for some reason.
You're worried for the chickens?
I'm just worried about this is not a sustainable model. People can't just eat half a chicken 4 times a fucking day, and you're doing this to thousands of people. El Pollo Loco's the second one.
So you're trying to take us back into the dark hole again.
Yeah.
We just fought our way out. I brought you a great fucking story about a girl dipping chicken wings in her vagina, and you insist on bringing us back talking about who the fuck is he? Where are they getting all these chickens from?
All right.
Why are they silencing her from putting the fucking
we know where they're
chicken wing in her vagina?
We know where the fucking chickens are coming from, and it's horrible.
It's just
I know, dude.
It's just amazing to me.
You're smart enough to know that it's a lot of fucking death at Medieval Times.
That's in one Medieval Times. That's one of them.
Once again, we get it.
It's incredible to me that there's that many of them.
Oh my god. Well, just fucking think about the hot wings, dude. If you get whatever, let me get a dozen dude. That's how many fucking chickens? And there's 4 of us at the table. Fuck it, we're at Medieval Times again. I don't know. Ugh, why did you bring us there?
Sorry, but
what is your food, Louis? Before we close,
I said a lollipop, and I would go with a mango one because I'm a mango whore.
Oh, why not? Why not just a mango?
I think it'll be slippery. I might lose it in there.
It might be good.
Do you guys have any thoughts about this? I'm sorry if this doesn't go anywhere, but I was in the market, and I saw this.
The market.
I saw this guy.
I've seen these.
Oh, there we go, fat boy.
But
are they diapers?
They're diapers.
Okay,
they're men's diapers.
Yeah.
Do you think a man this age would be wearing those?
Yes.
They just seem so young to be modeling diapers to me.
Well, here's the thing. I know somebody that
needs diapers. Oh, you feel like they're too young.
I feel like they're a little bit too young.
That guy's not.
You're right.
He is.
No. We can have the necessity to need those. For example, we know somebody that, and I know actually more than one person, that due to either one person had a pain in their back that they cannot move at times, and they were alone. So this person needed some diapers until they got, because there was times where, this person would piss themselves.
Right, I understand what they're for.
I know, but I'm trying to word it so I don't give away who it is.
What are you trying to do?
Who it is you think I'm going to know?
Well, I can tell you off camera.
Well, fucking Oscar.
Yeah. And then another
and you're going to be like, who the fuck is Oscar?
And then
nobody here knows who the fuck Oscar is.
I remember.
Just say Oscar.
Okay, it was Oscar.
Oscar's always pissing himself.
And then we know another person that he had gout, and it was so bad that there's times where he could not move and he'd be stuck and he would just shit himself. So he was young.
Bad gout.
And in his 30s, dude.
Okay.
30.
How that bad that he had to wear?
From what we understand.
That is incredible.
And
because
he's the one that told us this.
Because you'd have to be completely paralyzed almost to be. I mean, they have a commode that you can transfer yourself onto, right?
I just think the pain is so excruciating that
it must be so bad that you're like, I'm just gonna shit in this diaper. I'm not fucking moving.
Yeah.
Anything is better than me moving right now.
Yeah. or cleaning it up after on top of it.
So with that being said, don't you think it's better to advertise younger people? Because then the younger people will be like, oh, look, it's not that bad. Older people might be like, okay, look, they got young people doing it too, so it must be fine.
So win-win, dude.
That I'm 89. Rather than putting an old person and then you're 34 with gout and you're like, okay, I need fucking diapers. And you're like, I can't get these. These are for old people.
Right. The young people.
Yeah, where
ones.
the young people
Where's
diapers?
the Nike diapers at? Where's the fucking Kanye West Adidas diapers?
I need me some Ye's fucking...
some Ye diapers.
Some Ye
Where's
diapers.
the Balenciaga diapers?
Exactly.
He also got canceled from Balenciaga.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
Right. You got a baby doll?
Fuck, I guess so.
Whoa, what a downer.
All right, guys. Baby doll, the baby doll of the week is... Penn State. It's actually a whole university.
Really?
Oh.
Yes. Now,
They need some help cleaning.
you guys
up
know anyone with
their
electric
image.
cars?
Sure, yeah.
100% electric cars.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these great. I'm happy that they're doing it. Hard to find a charger sometimes, right?
I would assume.
Sometimes I know a guy. He's like driving up to this Vaughn's down the street all the time because he lives in an apartment and there's no charger there.
There's no
Or
charging stations.
There's no station or where somewhere to run an extension cord to his. Maybe he parks on the street.
Yeah.
So he has to run up here and every day and charge his girlfriend's car at the Vaughn's, right?
And he just sits there?
And he just sits there and he waits as he charges it. And as much as we're pushing for electric cars, there's not enough charging stations if everyone had one. So the point is, Penn State made a fucking battery that's a typical EV battery that takes 10 minutes to charge and is that big.
Holy shit.
Oh, shit. 10 minutes, huh?
10 minutes. It's a record-breaking combination of a shorter charge time and more energy required for the longer travel range. Blah, blah, blah. Self-explanatory. You don't need to read the article. The point is they made a really small battery that you could just plug into your car when you need a charge. And I think that's a great thing that they're doing to make the electric cars a realistic fucking alternative.
So we'll probably be seeing it in a few years coming up. We'll be seeing
probably
that better.
not, because we see tons of good inventions
really
all
good
the
shit
time,
that doesn't
and
get
it
used.
never fucking comes
That's
out.
true.
You know,
It's so frustrating, man.
Yeah.
Oh, this fucking kid invented how to turn plastic into water. What the fuck happened to that, dude?
yeah, dude.
Yeah, and then you found one. Who was the one that found the glass that was the windows made of
I
glass
did,
that would create energy?
Oh, yeah.
And it was made from algae.
What the fuck?
Or the fucking thing that just points up and it turns air into water, purified water. I haven't seen any of those. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're obviously on a
What
negative.
are we doing?
Yeah,
What the fuck are we doing today?
we have nothing better to do. Our life is too fucking easy.
It's too easy.
Anyway, Penn State, you're the baby doll of the week. Well, that was unfortunate.
Well, I'm glad that we're back together.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the podcast. And if you guys know anybody that cuts his hair like an Edgar, show them this episode.
If you guys know anybody that uses shampoo products that are vegan, show them this episode.
If you guys know anybody that's dipping hot wings into their vagina at a Hooters,
Show them this episode. All right, guys. See you next week.
see ya.
Peace.